Hello, today we're going to be talking about how to live and eat healthy on campus. My name is Heather Carrera. I am the Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator for CAS. So there's a number of pillars of living a healthy lifestyle, and they don't all include eating healthy. We're going to talk a lot about eating healthy, but there are other ways that you need to live your life in order to really be healthy. So active living, which includes exercise, movement, stretching, could even be a daily walk. Restorative sleep is very important in order to be truly healthy. Stress reduction techniques and awareness of your stress level when it's getting too high. Being connected with yourself, with others, and with nature. And then finding passion and purpose. If your passion is aligned with your values and you're spending your time on things that you're passionate about, things don't tend to feel stressful. It's only when we're spending the majority of our time on things that don't align with our values, that's when we feel stressed about doing them. So we are going to talk about food and what constitutes a healthy diet, but first I want to talk about what food really is. So food is energy, number one, and we all think of food as energy in one way or another. It gives us the fuel to perform, whether that's as an athlete or as a student, or if you're just trying to get the energy to go to the gym. We need fuel in order for every cell, tissue, and organ to function properly. If you think about the quality of the fuel that you put in your body, you're really only as good as the foods that you're putting your body in. Those are the raw materials that are making up every cell and tissue and organ in your body. Food is also medicine, and sometimes we don't think of food as medicine, but one of the best ways to heal and prevent illness is by eating a clean, whole foods diet. So not only can we improve our health by eating well, but we can also prevent ourselves not only from getting colds and flu each year, but from developing long-term chronic illness as well. So if you're eating foods with the right kinds of vitamins and minerals, and that foods that don't have chemicals and toxins in them, that you're really going to reverse your path to chronic disease, no matter what your genetics predispose you to get. Food is also information. Food is not just calories in, calories out. It's so much more than that. It's a way that our external environment is communicating with our internal environment, which is our body. So every bite we take is sending information to our genes that's turning on and off different genes that control your risk for disease, how long you're going to live, what your metabolism is. So food has so much more power and potential to give you what you need to function at your best. And when you're eating the right types of foods, you're sending the right kind of information, and your body is going to thrive. If you are taking in the wrong types of foods from processed foods, for example, you're really sending your body the wrong information, and that can kind of manifest as weight gain or disease development. And finally, food is connection. We can't separate the fact that food is usually central to many of our social interactions. We use it to celebrate, to honor tradition. And so if you keep that in mind, eat mindfully with the intent that you're managing food cravings. If you're hungry and you eat, think about how the food tastes. Think about how the food smells. Look at the colors. If you prepared the meal, think about what it took to go, what went into preparing that meal. That's called eating mindfully. And it helps you develop a better appreciation of your food's path from farm to table or from plate to body. And it really makes you become more aware of the benefits that food is giving you, your body, your health, and your well-being. It's a good idea to try to take time to chew properly. That can help a lot with digestion. If you inhale your food and you're not chewing properly, you can really upset your stomach because your body has to do a lot more work than it's designed to. Okay, so let's go over some nutrition basics. So we all need certain daily macronutrients, and that's protein, fat, and carbohydrates. We also need micronutrients, and that's where vitamins and minerals come in, and phytonutrients, which is a term that we're going to talk about in a bit. We need adequate fiber and fluids, and we need a good variety of whole quality foods. Apples are great and spinach is great, but if you eat nothing but apples and spinach every single day and nothing else, you're not eating a well-balanced diet. So let's talk about protein first. So protein can be from either animal proteins or plant-based proteins. But we need protein because they actually break down into amino acids, which help to repair cells, it supports muscle growth, and it stabilizes our blood sugar and our insulin levels, which also controls hunger. So whether you're eating an omnivorous diet, a vegetarian, or a vegan diet, there are plenty of options on campus. So we have newly this year a vegan station at RJ called Roots, and every day for dinner there are different vegan options served. And in all of the dining halls all across campus, all of the restaurants and cafes have plant-based options available all the time. So in terms of animal proteins, if you have the option to eat grass-fed free-range animals, that is ideal. They're just going to have a lower level of toxins and a higher level of omega-3 fatty acids, which are the anti-inflammatory, healthy fatty acids. So you want to try to eat animals that have themselves been well fed. So that includes anything from lean meats like turkey and chicken and fish to red meats. Eggs are an excellent source of animal-based protein as well. Plant-based proteins include soy, beans, legumes, nuts and seeds, and nut and seed butters. So you can actually include soy. It's a controversial nutrition topic because of its phytoestrogenic effects, but we do use organic soy all across campus. So you can feel safe including soy in your diet on campus, because I only recommend eating organic soy if you're going to eat it, and ours is. So there's lots of tofu, soy milk options, and then you can also combine complementary plant foods such as beans and rice. That's going to combine the essential amino acids together so that you have a complete protein source in your meal. I like to talk about healthy fats because we've been kind of fed this idea that fats are bad for us, and that's actually very detrimental to health. If you avoid fat, you're not getting a well-balanced diet. So it's important to know what types of fats you should be eating. So the anti-inflammatory healthy fats include nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, fatty fish like salmon, coconut oil. These are all going to actually help your brain function better because your brain is made up of mostly fat. It's going to reduce your appetite, so you're going to actually it's going to help with weight loss if that's a goal of yours. So don't avoid fat, actually seek them out, and most people can stand to use a little bit more fat in each meal. And keep in mind too that if you eat a salad filled with vegetables that does not have any fat in it, you're actually not able to absorb certain fat-soluble vitamins like D, A, E, and K from those vegetables. You need a fat in order to do that. The only fats I would avoid are those that are hydrogenated oils. So those are things found in margarine, in boxed and packaged foods like crackers. Certain peanut butters use hydrogenated oils in them. If you see that word hydrogenated, even if it says partially hydrogenated, avoid it. Most of us need to increase our fiber intake. The average American only gets about 1/3 of the fiber that they need in a day. And this has actually been increased in recent years. The minimum amount of fiber I recommend for any adult is 30 to 35 grams a day. And because the American diet is very high in processed food, we tend to not eat enough of the whole fibrous foods that contribute to that 30 to 35 grams a day. So basically plant foods are the only place that you can get fiber from. So you can still eat meat. You don't have to avoid meat if you're trying to increase your fiber intake, but you'd want to increase your plant-based foods and probably decrease the portion of your animal-based foods. So whole grains, nuts, beans and legumes, fruits and vegetables all contain lots of fiber. The reason that fiber is so good for us is because our body actually does not have the enzymes necessary to break fiber down. So it doesn't actually get digested and absorbed and contribute to calories. So if you're eating a very fiber-rich food, you're not actually eating all of the calories and consuming them. Your body is going to, the bacteria rather, in your digestive tract are going to break those down for you, and then it fills us up with much less calories. It feeds the good, healthy bacteria in our microbiome, and it contributes to healthy GI function and healthy stool. So there's different types of fiber. Insoluble fiber acts like a broom to actually sweep debris from the intestines, which is very important for detoxification. And we have soluble fiber, and those are the kinds of fibers that attract water and they swell, which is great for trapping cholesterol and toxins in the GI tract and carrying them out of the body. Those are also the types of fiber that provide that food for the healthy bacteria in our digestive tract. One of the most effective ways for most people to begin eating a healthier diet is to reduce added sugars. And by added sugars, I mean any sugar that's not coming from milk or fruit, because those are naturally occurring. So if you are trying to come to college and eat healthy, one of the best ways to do that is to focus on getting lean proteins, plenty of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, and limiting the processed sugary foods available to you. So if you remove added sweeteners, they're basically empty calories that are going to make your blood sugar rise quite rapidly, and then they usually lead to low blood sugar or hypoglycemia not long after, which is what we consider a crash. Long term, that will basically increase your risk for type 2 diabetes, obesity, and long term, the development of heart disease. So added sweeteners also lead to later increased cravings for more sweets. So it's really a vicious cycle. The best sweeteners to use when necessary are 100% maple syrup or raw honey. They do contain sugar. They're not inherently better than other sugars, but there are trace amounts of minerals and vitamins in honey and maple syrup, and honey is especially good if you're sick, if you have the cold or flu. It has antimicrobial properties, so you can add a little bit to your tea and it can help you fight whatever you've got. So you've really got to read your labels. Some things are more obvious than others. If you have a bowl of ice cream or a piece of cake, that's obviously going to have added sugar. But also think about yogurts. Flavored yogurts will have added sugars. Get the unsweetened Greek yogurt instead of the strawberry or vanilla flavored Greek yogurt, for example. So a crash course in label reading, and this is really specific to sugar. Sugar goes by many names. Aspartame is actually a fake sugar, so that's not actually going to contribute to sugar consumption, but aspartame is a artificial sweetener that I do not recommend. But brown sugar, cane sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, anything ending in OSE is a sugar, anything ending in OL is a sugar alcohol. So it doesn't really matter if the sugar is natural or organic. Sugar is sugar, and your body doesn't really know the difference. I usually tell people to try to make 25 grams of added sugar their maximum daily allowance for the day. It's great if you can actually stay even below that, but for some people who are starting off and they're very overwhelmed with the idea of not having any added sugar, 25 grams gives them a little bit of leeway and a little bit of room to have a treat now and then. So I mentioned phytonutrients before, and these phytonutrients are actually chemical compounds that give color to our fruits and vegetables. And those chemical compounds actually have the ability to communicate with our cells and change how our bodies function. So a few examples are resveratrol, that's a phytonutrient found in grapes. EGCG is a phytonutrient found in green tea. And bitter compounds are found in bitter foods like arugula. These phytonutrients are only found in fruits and vegetables, so if you want to have the benefits of these phytonutrients, you're not going to get it if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables throughout the day. The important thing to know is that different colors contain different benefits. So if you're eating blue, like blueberries and maybe eggplant, it's kind of a purpley color, that's going to be good for your brain. Red, like tomatoes, red apples, those are going to be good for your heart. So if you want to have a wide variety of benefits, you have to have a wide variety of colors. So if you're trying to maintain a healthy weight while on campus, it's tempting to try to count calories and try to figure out how many calories are in every single meal. And it's not so simple. So calories in and calories out is a very old way of thinking about weight loss and weight maintenance and eating healthy in general. It's much more about the quality of what you're eating rather than the quantity or how much you're eating. And the quality matters far more than the calories. So if you were to eat 400 calories of a salad or vegetables, that is going to take up so much more room in your stomach and have a much different impact on your blood sugar than if you were to have 400 calories of oil, which is a very small amount in your stomach and won't fill you up, or if you had 400 calories of a cookie, which also wouldn't fill you up but would have an enormous impact on your blood sugar. Portions and serving sizes. I actually don't normally recommend following any specific guidelines for portions or serving sizes, but some people find this helpful and want to have an idea of what a good portion is, so I included it in this talk. So a protein portion, and this is an animal-based protein, is about a size of the palm of your hand. If you're doing a plant-based protein, you need a little bit more because the amino acids are less bioavailable, and that's going to be about the serving size of your fist. Fats are usually a 1 to 2 tablespoons serving size, so that's if you're using oil on a salad or having nut butter or nuts as a snack. Vegetables, so I have everybody strive to reach 9 to 12 servings of vegetables a day. So that's a half a cup of cooked vegetables or 1 cup of leafy greens. That would be a serving. I think that it's more realistic for most people to start with 5 servings a day and then work their way up to that. Fruit, I usually have people limit to 2 to 3 servings, and even less than that if you struggle with blood sugar control issues. The reason that I don't recommend more fruit is because fruit does contain sugar, and although fruits are incredibly filled with antioxidants and vitamins and minerals, I do think that for most people, we already get enough sugar in other sources throughout the day, so we don't want to overdo it with fruit. Cooked grains are usually 1/3 to 1/2 cup, or about the size of a cupped hand. Speaking of whole grains, if you're following a gluten-free diet, on campus, we have a lot of gluten-free options, including quinoa and rice. But whole grains are great because they provide protein, fiber, and certain essential vitamins and minerals. Another gluten-free oat that we have on campus, but is technically not safe for a gluten-free diet, is oatmeal. So if you are strict celiac, you cannot have the oatmeal on campus because it is not certified gluten-free. However, if you're just following a low gluten diet or you're not very sensitive, you can have the oatmeal on campus. Usually 1 to 2 servings a day of whole grains is recommended. I also encourage people to make use of condiments, herbs, and spices. So if you're trying to eat as healthy as possible, you probably want to avoid certain condiments that are higher in sugar, salt, and preservatives. And typically those are things like teriyaki sauce, ketchup, barbecue sauce, glazes. They usually have some kind of sugar in them. Definitely make use of fresh herbs and spices. They have a lot of phytonutrient diversity in them, and they also have their own health properties. Some of my favorites are basil, cayenne, cinnamon, cloves, garlic, ginger. If you have the opportunity to add any of these onto a salad or onto a dish, or it's made already with the ingredient in dish, definitely take advantage of it. And we can't forget about hydration. So you need to drink enough water every day. About half of your body weight in ounces every day is ideal. If you don't like plain water, I love to add just about an ounce of 100% pomegranate juice or a little bit of lemon or lime juice to give it a little bit of flavor. Herbal tea and broth, those are both also great choices. We have organic Numi tea available at both Jack's and Books and Bites. I have about 3 different flavors stocked up in my office. I love Numi tea. They're fantastic tasting. It's also a good idea to limit alcohol and caffeinated beverages. Both of them are dehydrating. as well as juices, because even though juices are coming from fruit, which have vitamins, they are high in calories and in sugar. If you don't have to worry about weight or blood sugar, then you can probably enjoy a small amount of juice, but for those who do, juice is best avoided and just stick to water. If you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, remember that that does contribute to your daily intake of water, so you don't need to drink quite as much. So tips for enhancing the health of any meal. Add some greens wherever you can. Really easy places to add greens are smoothies. Add a handful of spinach or kale to a smoothie. You can barely taste the difference. Add some greens to your eggs, to an omelet, and have soups that are vegetable based. Add raw or frozen fruit to smoothies, oatmeal, drizzle with dark chocolate for dessert. Add avocados wherever you can. Avocados are a great source of healthy fat and fiber, and they also have certain electrolyte minerals like potassium and magnesium. Add nuts and seeds any place that you can. Have them as a snack, have them on a salad. Use hummus in place of mayo on a sandwich or dip for veggies. Have beans in soup or salad. I've been eating the 3-bean chili over at RJ for lunch every day for months. It is super filling, filled with fiber, filled with protein, and it's plant-based and vegan. Use organic tofu in place of meat. You could do this even one day a week. And use nutrient-dense quinoa in place of rice or pasta. Rice and pasta are fine, but quinoa has much more protein and fiber in it. So some specific options available on campus. We have smoothies in both MJ and Letchworth. We have smoothie bowls, Buddha bowls over in Max Market, 3-bean vegan chili over at RJ, my favorite, and stir fries in Lotus. We also have burrito bowls, Asian rice bowls, whole wheat veggie pasta, veggie omelets, oatmeal and overnight oats, which are delicious, and sushi. So we can't forget about healthy mind, body, and soul. So food is only a part of living a healthy lifestyle. So that's the first step. You definitely want to feed your body with good food, but you've also got to feed your mind and soul with laughter, healthy relationships, good quality sleep, and pursuing your passion and exercise. So identify what might be stressing you out, evaluate what your needs and wants are in order to address that stress, and then evaluate barriers to achieving stress management. If you want to go to yoga because you know it's going to help you, but you don't manage to make it there each day, figure out why can't you make the time? Is it across campus and you're too cold to walk across campus? Well, maybe buy some extra gloves and a warm hat and make that trip because you know it's going to make you feel better. Distractions and overstimulation can contribute to stress. So we're just constantly bombarded with noises, smells, lights, images, media, TV, phones. It's overwhelming. So we have a lack of connection with our natural environment. We forget sometimes that we evolved to be and live in nature. So the best antidote to this is to get outside, walk around for 10-15 minutes, look at the sky, look at the trees, notice the birds and the squirrels running around campus, and it really helps to kind of reset the brain. I encourage everyone to try to get regular exercise. Being on campus, there's lots of hills, so you can walk around campus from one end to the other, and that can be a great workout in and of itself. But the benefits extend far beyond fitness. It decreases stress, anxiety, depression, and helps you sleep better. It also increases memory retention, learning, and mental performance. So here's a really cool trick. They did a study of students actually. When they were sitting quietly, they took a brain scan and tried to find what activities were, or where the regions of the brain were that were most active. And then after they went on a 20-minute walk, they found that the brain was just lit up. There was so much more activity. So what this study determined is if you are studying for a test and you go for a run or a walk for 20 minutes right after you study that information, you are much likely to retain the information and hold on to it and understand it better because of the increased activity in the brain. So go for a little 20-minute break of walk or run or something after you study for your next test and see if you remember the information better. Restorative sleep cannot be overstated. It's so important. Sleep is not a passive process. We're not just laying there unconscious. We're literally recharging our batteries. Everything gets cleaned out and fixed when we're asleep. We detox, we balance our hormones, we break down our stress hormone cortisol and get it out of our body. We're more likely to be at a healthy weight and not crave sweets. We have higher muscle content when we sleep well. Our immune systems work better. We're able to handle stress. There's many other benefits to getting adequate sleep. So that is the gist of living a healthy lifestyle on campus. Again, my name is Heather Carrera. I am the Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator. I want to let everyone know that I am available for one-on-one meetings to discuss anything from weight management to chronic disease management to following a special diet or just talking about living a healthy lifestyle. If you are interested in learning about nutrition-focused careers, then I also have a group that meets once a week to go over clinical case reports in nutrition. I am here to help anyone navigate the dining halls and the restaurants and cafes on campus, and please feel free to reach out if you'd like me to come give a talk to your campus group. Thank you, and feel free to email me at carrera@geneseo.edu or come visit me up in Blake A 202. Thank you.